an article description, and it said, like, Mavericks to acquire Porzingis. I'm thinking it's some type of fake news. I click on it, and I see it has happened. I'm completely bombarded. And then the second factor to that is I look and see who we traded for him, and I can't believe it. You wouldn't really think we had any assets that would be able to pull it off. And don't get me wrong, man. Dennis Smith, he had that triple-double, perfect timing. I mean, right in the garden. But I mean, this is a this guy who's 7'3", who's like Dirk, but he can pick the ball up from the three-point line and come yam on you. I mean, this is going to open up endless possibilities for this offense, especially if we can get another big-time free agent in the offseason. I mean, and it's funny. It's really funny. I agree with you when you were saying, like the smaller sports shows, and there's so many better outlets out there other than ESPN. It's absolutely true, because ESPN is trying to twist this like it's some gigantic win for the Knicks. Oh, they opened up cap space. They're going to get 2 marquee free agents. The Knicks are getting Chris Middleton and maybe Jimmy Butler. Okay? Knicks aren't getting nobody. I mean, okay, give them Kevin Durant. You got 1 star. You just traded a star for virtually nothing unless Dennis Smith pans out. I mean, I really don't get it. This is a very low-risk move for the Mavs, in my opinion.
Yeah, now, the biggest question in this whole trade for me is, are we going to be able to keep Porzingis? But I was with my coworker, and I think he kind of answered that question. He's got a relationship with Luka already. They've been bros basically already, it seems like. You know Dirk is going to communicate with him and probably build a rapport with him. I don't know if there's any better location for him, because he is in the young prime of his career. He wants to play with someone that I think he can probably build his game with. And the two, Luka and Porzingis on the court together, that's you're gonna have 2 all-stars probably for the next 10 years.
Oh, definitely. And it is a bummer. Like, Porzingis probably won't play this season, but there is still the possibility that we can tank hard, because now, I mean, we really don't have a roster right now. Even with Luka, like,
piecemealing this thing together now.
There's a possibility we can keep that pick, that top 5 protected pick, because the lottery is different this year. So basically, I think it's like if you're one of the 6 bottom teams, you pretty much have a fair shake at, getting that top pick. So we need to start losing some games. There's only 25, 30 left. And I looked at the standings. We have about 22 wins. We're about 2 games above where we need to be. I feel like they need to just start losing some games. I mean, just imagine if we're able to keep a pick, like pick number 3, even if the draft after Zion isn't that big, that opens up so many possibilities. That means you could trade that number 3 pick potentially for a, mid-tier player. I mean, it makes so much sense to tank if Porzingis is not going to be able to play this season. And as for him re-signing in Dallas, I believe you and me have talked about this a couple times over the years that I've came on, but I've always thought Dallas made sense to him. I mean, he can be Dirk's prodigy. He can learn even more about the game. I mean, in Dallas, you don't got the same pressure that you got in New York. Now you have Luka, which will be like, I mean, I try and compare it to my friends, like, if, let's say you and me were at the Y, are we going to want to play together, or are we going to want to play with people we don't know? No, you and me are want to team up together and play these guys together, which, I mean, I think it's going to work out fine. I don't think they're going to have any problem meshing. I don't think either of them's going to become a hothead ball hog. I'm not worried about none of that with these 2 guys, I guess. I think even though Luka does, he's a ball-dominant player, that guy wants to win, man. Like, he gets pissed. I don't know, like, if you ever watch his facial reactions, like, he gets pissed, man. So I love that a lot.
He ripped his own jersey at halftime.
Yep.
He went Hulk style and ripped his own jersey. at halftime. I mean, it wasn't like because he missed a shot. I think they want to win. I got to read a couple of comments here. One of them says, this dude gushing over Porzingis like white boy salivating over Rocky versus Creed. It's all comedy. Knicks fleece the Mavs. Dennis Smith Jr. going to light up the Mecca up. Now, look, if Dennis Smith Jr. blows up, which I think he will, what if you don't get Kyrie or KD? What do you do then? What do you do?
Exactly.
That's not a squad that's going to win anything. I'm sorry. It's not a squad that's going to win anything.
And you know what? This is the other thing, man. Yeah, I know, like, I was watching the Denver Houston game last night, 81-73 at 83-71 at halftime, which is ridiculous. But when it does come to the playoffs, like, you will need defense. These teams will buckle down, maybe not to the extent we're used to over the past, seasons in the past at least. But, I mean, the thing is, like, Dennis Smith is a pretty small guard. I know he's a learning defender. I mean, he's made plays, definitely, but, I mean, you really can't pass on a guy who's 7'3", who can get you rebounds. I mean, we've never really had a guy down there until DeAndre Jordan, who was really, and it did stink to see DJ go. I mean, in an ideal scenario for me, he would come back this summer. He's on that one-year deal. But, I mean, I guess the Mavs are interested in Vucevic from Orlando. But I just think it's crazy not to be excited about Porzingis. It just sounds like typical Dallas Maverick haters, which, I mean, it just sounds like typical ESPN, basically. Everything the Mavs do. Now,
do you think, and this is a question that I got to answer myself, is Porzingis fragile? Like, is his injury, which I believe he tore his ACL probably in, the first week or so of the season or something, but do you think this could be an issue going further?
I guess we can call it bias or enthusiasm or whatever, but I would be more concerned, like, the one that really bothers me is the Achilles, which, Wes Matthews, I mean, we saw what that did to his career. I mean, complete different player in Dallas, man. Like, that's harder to come back from. It's kind of crazy to me that J.J. Barea it looks like he's trying to come back. But that guy, I mean, he's got 5'9". He's just been defying odds his whole career, so it won't surprise me. But I guess I'm just not worried about Porzingis because, like, the doctors in this day and age, I mean, Paul George recovered, he's like, yeah, he's not 7'3", but he's, 6'9", 6'10", and he's even better now than what he was before the injury. I mean, that's just, it's insane to me. It's absolutely insane what these guys are able to bounce back from these days. So I guess I'm not really worried about it. I just feel like he's someone who wants to get on the court and play, and I think he's going to find a way. We can call it enthusiasm since he's in Dallas, but, I mean, I guess it's better than being pessimistic and thinking, like, in the back of my mind that we just traded for a broken glass. I don't think so. I think he's going to bounce back, and I think this is going to be a quarter while. I mean, I don't know. I think everyone's trying to make us, like, really feel down about this, like we got robbed, when really, let's say Porzingis doesn't pan out. We lost Dennis Smith Jr. and a couple picks that who knows if they'll even pan out. So, I don't know. We still have Luka, the cornerstone, which I think he'll be able to attract more free agents. So I'm not really worried, I guess, if that makes sense.
And here's a comment I wasn't aware of. The Knicks are reportedly considering buying out Jordan. So DeAndre Jordan could come back. I mean, this isn't as if he's gone. And another guy, Courtney Arden, says, I heard they may buy out Jordan and Wesley Matthews. So you mean you got both of those guys out there.
I can't remember, though. Is there I feel like there might be some rule in the NBA. Can you sign with the same team again after being bought out, after being traded? I feel like there's maybe like a 60-day limit, or I could be entirely wrong. But that would be, I mean, if there's not, and DeAndre Jordan say, I'm going to come back here, this is a team, I mean, oh, man, that would just be DeAndre Jordan, Porzingis lined up next to each other in the low post for the next 3 to 4 seasons. Oh, my goodness. Offensive rebounds galore. Nobody's getting offensive rebounds on us. We're going to score the basketball, pick and pop with DeAndre Jordan, Porzingis. Get Vucevic in there. I mean, oh, my goodness, man. But I still have hope we can try and get Klay Thompson, man. I think you got to offer him everything you can. And then, I mean, we're rolling no matter what. This team is going to be contending soon. Anyone who doesn't agree, they're just sipping on the Mavs hate right now. That's all.
Mochi says, I don't think he can go back to Dallas this year. Maybe you're probably right. There probably is some type of guideline for that. But, man, appreciate you for coming on back onto the show. My man Tyler Esparza-Powell. You can follow him on Twitter, Tyler ESP, and then also on, or Tyler ESP _, and then on Instagram, Tyler ESP. Man, we got a big game tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. I plan to, whoever wins the game, I plan to get on whoever won the game, the fan of the team back on the show. So I hope that I'll be reaching out back to you. I hope I will be reaching out back to you. So,
hey, you know what? I think pretty much everyone other than the people in Boston, Louisiana, and St. Louis agree with you, man.
Yeah.
Jared Goff, big-time game tomorrow. Gurley, big-time game tomorrow. One of them two, MVP, if we do pull it off. Aaron Donald, give him to him twice. Defense going to step up. Young players going to shine. But like I said, win or lose, I'm still really proud of this young team. Like, really proud. But it's always good talking to you, man.
Yeah, definitely. Take care. We'll be talking.
Yeah, you too.
All right. My man Tyler Esparza-Powell talking about these Rams and Mavs. Another comment that I wanted to read. Jungle Brother says, this dude must be Rick Carlisle's nephew. Rick Carlisle, a.k.a. Jim Carrey. Look up, I don't know if you realize, but those two look alike. Very, very similar, almost like they were like split up at birth, especially when their heads are both shaved off. So, Super Bowl coming up tomorrow, man. I think it's gonna be very, very entertaining. Mochi says, I expect Jordan to go to Houston. That could definitely be a possibility. Anybody that needs a big man, all you need him to do is block shots and catch alley-oops. You can reunite him with CP3. I could definitely see that happening. I don't know why they would want to buy out both. Maybe probably because of the contracts. You buy out both of them, that frees up more money. So, but before we end the show, we have one last person that's going to call in. He was supposed to be on at the beginning of the show. I'll let him tell the story of what happened. But Jungle Brother's favorite person in the entire universe, Tyjun Mack, will be coming up on the show in a couple of minutes. Got to get his thoughts on a couple of things. Got to have his Super Bowl pick. Can't stop Gap for Capella being injured. Yep, yeah, good point. Wade Phillips handled Brady 3 years ago with the Broncos. Good point. Good point, Big Kev. I mean, you cannot count out old man Wade Phillips. I mean, I don't know how he's still putting together quality defenses. I don't understand it, but he's doing it. He's doing it. So more power to Wade Phillips. We'll see what he puts out what he puts out there on the field. But he's gonna be ready, and it's really I think it's a good mixture with Wade Phillips, and also then on the flip side you got the young Jungle Brother. This may cue to exit. This is my cue to exit. Tyjun Mack, a joke. The Tyjun Mack and Jungle Brother debate will be coming up very soon. I don't know when, but it's been in the works. I would love to hear them two talk. But going back to